Hi, my name is Rob Thompson. I'm an associate professor here at Hokusei Gakuen University, and here I'm going to talk to you about our new department starting in April 2026, the School of International Studies Department of Global Innovation. Now, to talk about this department, first of all, I feel like I need to explain what is global innovation or how we see global innovation. And to do that, I want to start with a Japanese lesson. This word, yabai, sometimes shortened to yaba. This is an interesting Japanese word in the sense that it has two meanings. It can either mean something negative, dangerous, risky, terrible, or it can be something positive, terrific, amazing, cool. And when we think about innovation or the need for innovation in our world today, I think this is a really interesting word because our world is yaba. Here's an example. I'm from New Zealand. This is a very famous glacier in New Zealand. And you look at it and you think, yabai, amazing, wonderful, cool. However, this photo was taken 20 years ago. Now you look at it, yabai, right? Negative kind of meaning of yabai, terrible. Another example, the dairy industry in New Zealand. Amazing, strong industry, really good economic benefit to New Zealand. In a great way, great, fantastic, yabai. However, overuse of fertilizers have led to some rivers becoming polluted in New Zealand. And Hokkaido is also yabai. One example is the food. Fantastic, amazing, yabai food. However, with a dwindling population in Hokkaido, there are fewer and fewer farmers to create that food. Yabai, right? So there's lots of good yabai in society, which is a solid foundation for future value. The bad yabai, these need solutions. But if we can find solutions for them, then they are future value factors as well. That is, both of those things, the good yabai, the bad yabai, they're all opportunity for innovation. Now I want to touch on where we believe innovation happens. So DGI, the Department of Global Innovation, where does innovation happen? Often we think of innovation happening in the corporate world and the tech industry, but we believe that innovation can happen anywhere. Social issues, peacework, diversity, sustainable society. There's so many places that innovation can happen, where new value can be created. Now, some of these issues might seem quite far off, but of course, there are other places that are very close to us where new value can be created as well. So innovation, Department of Global Innovation, the way that we define innovation is the creation of new value, and that is created in various domains. So here I've talked about innovation, but what about the global part of global innovation? At DGI, Department of Global Innovation, we believe that global innovation happens when we have local knowledge and we have global knowledge, and this creates global innovation. Add to that locals working with non-locals. Even more, we have cross-border value creation. So we believe that global innovation is created through 4 steps. First of all, we need to know global society. We need to find value in differences and similarities between countries and communities. We need to plan and we need to act. So learning at DGI, learning at the Department of Global Innovation, follows those 4 steps. First, step 1, knowing global society. At the Department of Global Innovation, we have international and area studies courses where students learn global culture, administration, geography, and economy, a really holistic view of our world. For example, international relations, international economics. Step 2, finding value. Innovation studies. We go out of our way to teach systematically the process of innovation, to build innovation mindsets. So for example, some of the courses, innovation history, innovation management, psychology of creativity. Step 3, plan. We teach students specialized knowledge in international management and practical problem solving. So this is through international management studies, for example, international business, strategy management, startup case studies, etc. Step 4, the doing part. This department is a real focus on practical application of learning. So step 4, the doing part, are project-based learning. So project-based style courses, we've created those so that students can develop planning and practical skills for use abroad. For example, the Entrepreneurship Practicum course. This is where students beyond the classroom will be working with enterprises. They'll be participating in business presentation competitions. Now, also related to this doing part, all students must complete an international experience of some kind. Some of the choices that students have: a theme-based study abroad, overseas internship, or a domestic internship. I'll just go through each of these in turn. So a theme-based study abroad experience. This is where a student would go overseas for anywhere between 2 weeks to a year. And already we have a number of partner universities or universities that we have worked with in the past that can provide project-based learning for students in a number of different areas: entrepreneurship, management, SDGs, all throughout Europe, North America, Asia, and Oceania. And there will be more. We're still working on creating more partnerships. So this is one of the options that students have for the requirement that they do some kind of international experience during their 4 years at Hokusei. Another option is global internships. This is where students will hone cultural fluency in international environments abroad or in Japan. So this is real world work experience that counts towards a student's graduation credits. So we've already got a bunch of enterprises and organizations that have committed to having spots available for students to apply for, both in Japan and around the world. So these are all very international work environments where students can gain real-world global workplace experience while they're at university. Now, of course, all this talk about global experiences and international experiences, students will have to have a functional level of English. So we have foreign languages, and also some of the specialist courses during the 4 years will also be conducted in English. So a bit of a rundown on what students can expect over their 4 years. Year one, right from the get-go, students are taking courses like Introduction to Entrepreneurship, Global Innovation 101. They are learning English, and they have an academic advisor who will help them through basic research skills. International studies, international management, and innovation studies 201 courses will happen from year 2. Course-credited study abroad or global experiences, they can be done from year 1, but most students, I imagine, will be doing it from year 2. Second language starts at year 2 as well, and area studies in year 3. After all this learning, all this experience, what kind of career pathways can students expect? Careers going out of DGI, going out of the Department of Global Innovation, depend on the study pathways that students take during those 4 years. So we've got 4 study pathways: global leader, global talent, manager, entrepreneur, and international cooperation talent study pathway. The Global Leader Study Pathway, this is where a student would take more international management courses, and they can expect careers in global corporations, foreign companies in Japan, perhaps even going on to an MBA after graduation. So for example, Uniqlo, Rakuten Group, Accenture, these kinds of corporations could be on the radar for those students. The Manager Entrepreneur Study Pathway, this is where a student would take more innovation courses during their 4 years, and they can expect careers in corporations where in-house startups are popular. Entrepreneurship, they might be involved in business succession, etc. So some examples here in Japan: JTB, Microsoft, perhaps they make their own startup. Global talent. So global talent, this is where a student would take more area study courses, and they might go on to a career in internationally expanding companies. They might get careers as public servants or in government positions. For example, some possibilities could be the Hokkaido government, national government ministries, community invigoration projects, etc. The last study pathway here is the International Cooperation Talent Pathway, and this is where a student would take more international studies courses. This might lead to careers in international organizations, NPOs, NGOs, etc. So for example, here in Japan, JICA, JETRO, UNHCR, UNICEF, these kinds of places could be on the radar for those students. Now, all of these career pathways, they have something in common. The thing they have in common is that recruiters are looking for graduates that can say particular things. They can say that they did particular things during their 4 years at university. And these are the things that recruiters want to hear from students. For example, I completed team projects in English within a diverse international team. I completed a 1-month marketing program in Australia. I interned at a Tokyo-based company with a predominantly international staff. I founded a startup and failed, but learned valuable lessons. A lot of companies, a lot of organizations in Japan are looking for graduates who can say these kinds of things. And at the Department of Global Innovation, these are the kinds of things that graduates will be able to say upon graduating. We're a really experience-focused, learning application-focused department. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see some of you at an open day. Feel free to contact the university for a physical pamphlet, and do check out our website as well. Thank you.